Everyone, I hope that you all are fine at home. Yes, so we are going to start with the next chapter, that is 8th chapter, sorting material into groups. So of course this chapter is a little bit related with our day to day life. Yes, because earlier chapter which we have done in our Zoom class, that was plant, it was related with our surrounding. So this is again a chapter which is related with our surrounding and which are about non-living things. Okay, we are not going to talk about living things over here, but it's about the non-living objects around us. Now you all know that in this particular chapter we are going to talk about materials, okay, which are the non-living things. And here in the picture you can see that I have shown two pictures to you. One is the on the left hand side you can see that there are vegetables, fruits present which are all scattered here and there. In the picture it's been properly arranged in a manner. Okay, so before moving on to that, I just wanted to talk about that we come across various objects in our day to day life. Yes, the kind of food we eat, the clothes we wear, the furniture that we use in our house, the utensils that are being used in the kitchen. Okay, so all these things that we come across are the objects that we are using in our daily life, and there's a particular place being fixed for keeping them. Yes, can we find books being kept in the kitchen or the utensils which are kept in the study room? No, there's a specific place been fixed for these particular objects. So each object differs from each other. Yes, they differ from each other in terms of shape, size, color, the material that's been used. Okay, so all these things, all these properties that we are talking about, that is shape, size, color of the material, we are going to discuss in this particular chapter. So we'll again come back to the picture that I was talking about, in which the left hand side picture shows you the scattered scenario of all the fruits and vegetables, and then on the right hand side you can see that all of them are arranged in a proper manner. So if things are arranged in a proper manner, it is easy to find out and locate them. Okay, if we only need oranges in the picture, in the fruit market, if you go, if it is being kept properly, you will be able to pick it up from there and get it or buy it. If it is scattered here and there, you will have to search it everywhere. So it's better the things are being kept properly at place. Even you might have seen this same scenario, or you have faced the same thing at your home when your mother says keep your things on places. Yes or no? So in this particular chapter we are going to talk about classification of material. Now first, moving on to that, we'll see what is classification and why there is a need for classification. So first, classification of material is what? It is a process of sorting things on basis of some of the property. They are being grouped. This is known as classification. Okay, now in the picture also you can see it's a picture of a shopping mall where there are different things arranged. They have a particular place. May it be a tea powder, sugar packet, or biscuit packets, or Maggi. You can see all of them have a certain place. May it be of different brand or different companies, all of them are kept at one place so that you can compare the qualities, the quantity, the price of that particular object or material, and then you can buy it. So they have a typical place been fixed for them where you can get all these things. Is it so that one salt packet is kept along with the sugar packet, with a tea packet everywhere? If you find these all things, it will be very difficult for you to find out. So if they have been grouped properly, it's easily you can get it and you can buy that. So this is, here in this discussion we have got one need for classification. What is that? To locate them without delay and to study their properties conveniently, classification is needed. Okay, so for this purpose we need to classify the materials. Now there is some criteria of classifying materials. Now even if a good example I can give to you is the example of a carom board. How do you arrange the coins in the carom board? When you are arranging them in the center, you just arrange the black and white carom boards. Okay, they are placed around each other. One white colored coin then is being placed a black colored coin, and in the center you just have a queen, that is reddish in color. So this is how you arrange them. On what basis? You arrange them on the basis of color. So color is one of the property based on which you classify the things. The same way we are going to discuss the properties which are needed for classification. So we'll come across different properties like color, shape and size, material, texture, its magnetic property, solubility. All these properties we are going to discuss in this particular chapter. So the first property which we are going to talk about is material. Now material is a property. Why it is a very important property? Material is a property where different substances are being made up of different materials. Okay, you cannot find an article or an object made up of same material. Like material, like shirt, it is always made up of cloth. Your books, they are made up of sheets of paper. Your house is made up of bricks. So every material is different from each other. Yes, we cannot, a raincoat, it needs to be worn during the rainy season. Why? Because it keeps us dry, it protects us from the rain. So it has waterproof material which do not allow the water to pass through. So this is how the object is being made out of that material, and it decides its use. Why do we use that material? Because it can be helpful to us. The usefulness decides the kind of material which is to be used for making that object. Okay, so the same way materials can be of wood, plastic, fabric, metal and paper. So this all was about the material that's been used for making different kind of objects. We cannot use a plastic shirt. Can we use that? No. So fabric is only used for making, cloth is only used, may it be of different type, but only cloth is used for making clothes. So this is how this was about the first property, that's material. The second property, that's shape and size, we are going to discuss in our part 2 video.